I've tested the best CPU coolers for the Ryzen 7 7800X3D, and today I'll show you exactly which ones will keep your temperatures low and your performance high. From top-tier air coolers to high-performance AIO liquid coolers, I'll break down the best options with real-world benchmarks and key things to consider before you buy. Stick around to the end because I'll also help you decide between air versus AIO and reveal the best picks for budget, silent cooling, and overclocking. Drop a comment below on what you're considering for your build. Now, let's dive in. Before we jump into the best coolers, let's talk about why cooling is so important. Every CPU has TDP, or thermal design power, which is the heat output your processor generates. The Ryzen 7 7800X3D has a TDP of 120 watts. If your cooler can't handle the heat, your CPU throttles, meaning it slows down to avoid overheating. And trust me, that's the last thing you want, whether you're playing an intense game or rendering a 4K video. Stock coolers, they exist, but they're loud, small, and struggle under high temperatures. That's why upgrading can be one of the smartest moves you can make. Alright, let's get started with air coolers. Each cooler has its pros and cons, and here are the top choices specifically curated for the heat profile of the 7800X3D. The first cooler is considered the king of air coolers and is what most people benchmark coolers to. The Noctua NH-D15 G2. Noctua offers excellent customer service and pays attention not only to the noise of the cooler, but the tone of the cooler as well, which can make a difference if you're looking for a cooler you never noticed or that is pleasant when it does have to pick up the pace. However, this cooler is one of the larger coolers and it comes at a premium price, so you have to make sure it'll fit in your build and budget. This cooler uses two 150mm fans on a dual heatsink setup and performs similarly to the first generation of the Noctua NH-D15. But let's see how this cooler performs on the 7800X3D. Before we dig into results, let me orient you to the graph. We have temperatures on the left, represented by the solid line, noise on the right, represented by the dashed line, and percent speeds on the bottom. For this graph, lower is always better. Additionally, we compare each cooler to the average cooler in blue, which is the average temperature and noise profile of all the coolers I've tested. You can see the full list of coolers I've reviewed at PCanalytics.com. At idle, we observe that the Noctua NH-D15 G2 in red is noticeably cooler than the average cooler in blue. As we increase the watts to high use levels, we can see that the Noctua NH-D15 G2 increases its advantage relative to the average cooler. However, the Noctua NH-D15 G2 has a higher noise level at the higher RPMs, primarily due to the larger fans. As we increase the heat to the higher end of Precision Boost Overdrive, or PBO, we can see that the Noctua NH-D15 G2 really begins to shine, providing excellent cooling across the board, especially at the lower RPMs. Next, we will look at noise normalized graphs, but before I dig into the results, let me orient you to this graph. We have temperatures on the sides with noise on the bottom, with lower still being better. At idle, we can see that the Noctua provides noticeably better cooling for a given noise level across the board. As we increase the watts to high use, we can see that this trend continues. And when we increase the watts to the higher end of PBO, we can see that this gap widens. So what if you want something that sounds a little better? Well, the DarkRock Pro 5 is one of the quietest options available. While it features a performance mode, its quiet mode offers an optimized fan curve, remaining nearly silent until higher speeds. Additionally, Be Quiet has significantly improved the Pro 5's design, making installation easier than ever. However, Be Quiet is a premium cooler and it is pricey. And while this cooler does have a great noise profile, it doesn't perform well under higher watt loads as some other premium coolers. But let's see how well the DarkRock Pro 5 performs on the AMD Ryzen 7 7800X3D. At idle, we notice that the DarkRock Pro 5 in red has noticeably better cooling across the board relative to the average cooler in blue. As we increase the temps to high use, we can see that this trend continues. Additionally, we can observe that the DarkRock Pro 5 has minimal audible noise levels across the board, being significantly quieter than the average cooler. As we increase the temps to high use, we can see that the DarkRock Pro 5 continues to maintain its lead, especially at the lower percent speeds relative to the average cooler. When looking at noise normalized graphs, we can see that the DarkRock Pro 5 maintains a clear advantage at comparable speeds relative to the average cooler. As we increase the watts to high use, we can see that the DarkRock's advantage widens. And when we increase the watts to the higher end of PBO, we can see that this trend continues. So what if you want something that's more compact than the NH-D15 G2, but has better thermals than the Be Quiet DarkRock Pro 5 for future-proofing? Well, the Noctua NH-U12A might be for you. The Noctua NH-U12A has a large monolithic heatsink with two 120mm fans. Within its compact size, it offers great cooling potential, but offers similar benefits as the Noctua NH-D15. Let's see how well it does on the AMD Ryzen 7 7800X3D. At idle, we notice that the Noctua NH-U12A in red is in line with the average cooler in blue. As we increase the watts to high use levels, we can see that the NH-U12A is noticeably better at the lower percent speeds. However, the Noctua NH-U12A aligns closely with the average cooler at higher percent speeds. Additionally, the noise profile of the NH-U12A is in line with the average cooler. As we increase the heat to high use, we can see that the Noctua NH-U12A begins to shine with noticeably cooler temperatures across the board. When looking at noise normalized graphs, we can see that both the NH-U12A and the average cooler have similar cooling for a given noise level. As we increase the watts to high use, we can see that the Noctua NH-U12A begins to inch ahead, and as we increase the watts to the higher end of the PBO range, we can see that there's a noticeable improvement relative to the average cooler. So what if you want premium cooling but not at a premium price? Well, the Thermalright Peerless Assassin 120 might be the cooler for you. This cooler is one of the more popular coolers on the market right now, as it provides some of the best cooling for its price. It uses two 120mm fans on a dual heatsink setup. This cooler comes in numerous variations with RGB, black, and white versions available. Given this may seem too good to be true, let's take a look at thermals on the AMD Ryzen 7 7800X3D. At idle, the Peerless Assassin in red is in line with the average cooler in blue across all percent fan speeds. As we increase the watts to high use, the Peerless Assassin continues to keep the CPU at very comfortable temperatures and below the average cooler. Additionally, the Peerless Assassin has slightly lower noise profile than the average cooler. As we increase the watts to the higher range of the CPU's PBO, we can see that the Peerless Assassin advantage widens. Next up, we will look at noise normalized graphs. At idle, we can see that the Peerless Assassin provides noticeably better cooling for a given noise level at the lower noise levels. As we increase temps to high use, we can see that the Peerless Assassin pulls ahead across the board, and when we increase the watts to the higher end of PBO, we can see that the Peerless Assassin significantly outperforms the average cooler, especially at the lower noise levels. So if you want a quiet air-cooled setup, these are excellent choices. But what if you want something sleeker with great thermals? Let's talk about AIOs. AIOs or all-in-one liquid coolers are great for overclocking and aesthetics. Here are some of the top picks. The first liquid cooler is the Arctic Liquid Freezer 3 240. This cooler is set at an affordable price and offers excellent cooling. However, this cooler has been known to offer some challenges with mounting the AIO mount, but based on all the coolers I've reviewed, this isn't a reason to shy away from this cooler. It comes in both RGB and non-RGB versions, so you can find the right setup to fit your build. However, this does have a larger footprint. Let's take a look in terms of how well it does cooling the AMD Ryzen 7 7800X3D. At idle, we can observe that the Liquid Freezer 3 240 in red provides noticeably better cooling than the average cooler in blue across all percent fan speeds. As we increase the watts to high use, we can see that the Arctic Liquid Freezer 3 240 gap widens, especially at the lower percent speeds. However, we can observe that this cooler has noticeably higher noise levels at the lower percent speeds, primarily due to the pump being set at 100% for testing. It's important to note that the pump speed can be reduced when high performance isn't required. As we increase the watts to the higher end of PBO, we can see that the Liquid Freezer 3 240 begins to shine, providing noticeably better cooling across the board. When we look at noise normalized graphs, we can see that the pump causes the Liquid Freezer 3 240 to perform slightly worse at the lower noise levels. However, as we increase the noise levels, we can see that the Liquid Freezer 3 240 provides better cooling. As we increase the watts to high use, we can see that this trend continues. And when we increase the watts to the higher end of PBO, we can see that this relationship holds. While the Liquid Freezer 3 240 is great for the 7800X3D, it doesn't scale well to higher temp CPUs. With that in mind, if you're looking for future-proofing with an AIO, the Arctic Liquid Freezer 3 360 is a better option. It has all the same features as the 240, but with a larger radiator. Let's see how well it does on the 7800X3D. At idle, we can observe that the Liquid Freezer 3 360 in red provides materially better cooling than the average cooler in blue across all percent fan speeds. As we increase the watts to high use, we can see that the Liquid Freezer 3 360 gap widens, especially at the lower percent speeds. However, we can observe that this cooler has noticeably higher cooling across all percent fan speeds, which is primarily due to the pump being set at 100% for testing. It is important to note that the pump speed can be reduced when high performance isn't required. As we increase the watts to the higher end of PBO, we can see that the Liquid Freezer 3 360 begins to shine, providing noticeably better cooling across the board. Next up is noise normalized graphs. At idle, we can see that the cooler provides better cooling across all comparable noise levels. As we increase the watts to high use, we can see that this trend holds, with the Arctic Liquid Freezer 3 360 providing a material improvement in cooling relative to the average cooler at comparable noise levels. As we increase the watts to the higher end of PBO, we can see that this trend continues. In terms of air versus AIO, top modern air coolers can perform just as well as some AIOs. With that in mind, the choice to go AIO is one more based on looks rather than cooling necessity. However, while the AIOs give a clean look, you can expect air coolers to last longer and cheaper to fix if something does go wrong. But before you buy a cooler, here are some key installation tips. First, check to make sure you have RAM clearance. The Peerless Assassin and the Noctua NH-D15 G2 may cover your RAM sticks. While the fans on these coolers can be lifted slightly over the RAM and still perform well, it would hide RGB on the RAM sticks if you go that route. Next, ensure proper AIO radiator placement by mounting it at the top or front, never the bottom. When installing an AIO cooler, it's important to consider where the air bubbles will form within the AIO loop. By positioning the radiator at the top or front with the tubes at the bottom, it prevents air bubbles from affecting cooling performance. Additionally, keeping the radiator above the CPU is crucial, as it prevents air pockets from accumulating around the pump, which can lead to reduced efficiency and potential overheating. Lastly, apply thermal paste correctly. While overdoing it with non-conductive thermal paste won't heavily detriment performance, putting too little will. Using a pea size or spreading thermal paste across the CPU are good methods to make sure you have the right amount of paste. Alright, which one should you buy? Here's my final breakdown. The best overall is the Noctua NH-U12A, which offers future-proofing with powerful performance in a compact size, but it is pricey. The best budget is a Thermalright Peerless Assassin, which has the best cooling for the price, and it will offer future-proofing for your build. The best silent cooler is the Be Quiet Darkwork Pro 5, which has the best cooling performance for the noise it produces, but it may not be the best future-proofing option. Best for overclocking? Well, all of these coolers can handle the high end of the 7800X3D cooling needs. If you want to future-proof your overclocking needs, the Arctic Liquid Freezer 3 360 has the best cooling of the coolers shown. So which one would you pick? Let me know in the comments. If none of these are appealing to you, you can always check out many more cooler reviews on the 7800X3D on my website, PCanalytics.com. That's a wrap on the best CPU coolers for the Ryzen 7 7800X3D. If you found this helpful, drop a like and subscribe.